Welcome and welcome back, Pedal Comma Podcast family, to another episode for our monthly wrap up. I was going to say TBR wrap up. We try TBRs. It's more suggestion. So we have quite a few books that we read in the month of August. So go ahead and get you a snack and a drink and stick around. Okie dokie. So as normal, we'll start off with our stats. We're gonna try a little different format this go round. So we're gonna do our stats. We're gonna talk about our books, and we each will speak about one book that we'll do as a spotlight, where we'll go into a little bit more in depth about that book. So in case you want to read it, it did something for us that month, so maybe it'll do something for you. Okay, so I'll start with my stats.
Okay.
And then Liz will start with hers. So, in the month of August, I read a total of 8 books, totaling 2,311 pages and a total of 21.78 hours. Isn't that great? Took me an average. It took me an average of 3 days to finish a book. My top 3 pie slices are emotional, funny, and tense. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
38% of my books were fast paced. The other 63% were medium paced. 50% of my books were between 300 to 499 pages. 17% were over 500 pages, and 33% were below 300 pages. I have a 50-50 because I listened to 2 audiobooks in the month of August. I'm doing so well. So 50% was below 8 hours, and the other 50% was over 16 hours. Again, all fiction because, I don't read about real people. I'm working on it. My top genre was romance. What else is new? Followed by sports and then fantasy.
Sports.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. Yeah. My reading format, I had 13% print, 25% audio, and 63% digital. And my average star rating was 3.75 stars.
Okay.
What about you, Liz?
So, so I have 4 books equaling 1,353 pages, average time 23 days. My mood, my 2 biggest pie slices are emotional and dark. And then I have 5 other ones: tense, lighthearted, informative, mysterious, and inspiring. Those are little pie slices, but they're there. Pace, 75% fast, 25% medium. One book, a 25% book over 500 pages, 25, 300 to 499, under 350% of my books. For the month, this month, I did have 1 nonfiction book, so that accounts for 33%, 67% fiction. All of my genres were pretty equal. I mean, not pretty. They were all equal.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I have thriller, self-help, romance, and crime.
Okay.
My format, I have 50% digital, 25% audio, and 25% print. Average rating 4.44 stars.
4.4.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Nice.
they were all 4 and above this month. So,
all right. So I have my handy dandy book journal here, so I can go over my notations for the books that I read.
Go ahead.
All right. So I read The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem, which is a fantasy. So that was an interesting book. My note says, outside of pacing, this was a solid story. I really enjoyed it. Slow burn romance between Sylvia and Aaron, as they both hold people at a distance. So it follows these 2 people in this magical kingdom. there was a, what do you call it when you kill an entire people? Genocide.
Annihilation. Oh.
A genocide of people. Let's shut up. There was this genocide, and she was one of the few people that escaped, but she is a person of high stature.
Okay.
And then the ruling family is now searching for anyone that might have escaped because they had powerful, like really powerful magic. There were 5 kingdoms. All other 4 kingdoms, their magic was depleting. They had really powerful magic. Like they could do whatever, whenever. It was, yeah. But there's a lot going into it, and she ends up being like, kind of like Aelin. She ends up being his fighter for an
Okay.
event.
His
Yeah,
assassin.
yeah. And they travel together, they work on their fighting, and it goes from there. I really enjoyed that book. I gave it 4 stars. I will continue it. It is a duology, so thank God for that, because Jesus. My next book is a spotlight, so I won't talk about that one. The next book I read was Flagrant by Alexandria House. She is an author that will be at Black Romance Book Festival next year. So obviously this is a romance book. I gave it 3 stars. It's about Polo and Kendra. And my notes say they did not need to be together. And I agree. I still stand by that. I did not enjoy their story. It was easy to read. Oh, also their basketball. Their basketball. So that's the sports. I read another sports romance too.
Oh,
But I didn't believe their love story. It was very, what's the word?
anticlimactic. Climate.
No, it's kind of like they're supposed to be like childhood lovers or friends to lovers. They were like 28. I don't like when you have older people and they're not old, but you're older. You're like
Uh-huh.
28. And it's, oh my God, I saw him with a girl online because he's an NBA player. And he know he's cheated on me. I won't talk to him. Then don't talk to him. Shut up. Just, it's one of those. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. And then it's so funny because one of the questions, one of the prompts in my journal says, what are you going to take away from this book? And I wrote, some people don't need to be together.
That is true.
I didn't like their story at all. It was more like trauma bonding between them, too. Like they had a lot of trauma going on in their childhood. And he ended up like being her caretaker, but
Okay.
he constantly cheated on her. It was a lot, child. Yeah. The next book I read was Biggie by Ashante Keys. She's also an author that will be at Black Romance Book Festival next year. Fun fact, I'm currently at 9 authors out of a total of 216 from the list.
Hmm.
I'm doing something.
The author that I read counts as like 10.
So, of course, this is, again, a romance book. This was a really nice novella. It was 99 pages. Super quick, super cute. My notes say this was a perfect novella to read. I really enjoyed Biggie and Tuesday. Her name was Tuesday. The only reason it isn't a 5 star is because I wanted more, which is what it was. It was really a novella. She went to the club. She meets a guy. He was like, look, I'm only here for the night. Just bust it open,
Mm.
And they go do the thing without protection. She ends up pregnant.
Of course.
And he's a D boy. So, he's not looking for love. He's not doing none of that. She ends up pregnant. 2 years later, he comes back into town because he was like, ooh, I wonder if she's still there because she owns a taco truck. He was like, let me go see if she's still there because that was really good. I remember that. Goes to see her, sees the boy, and now they have to figure out how they're going to co-parent and all of that. It was super cute. I would have loved more of the story. I actually enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. Next book, Finally Famous by Lady Nisha. Again, Black Romance Book Festival. Romance. The story is about Rollo and Taylor, and it was entertaining. It was very entertaining. It was very entertaining. I said I wasn't invested in a love story, just the drama. I don't know what that says about me. And also, Day made an appearance and made me the happiest woman alive. If you don't know, Lucid Dreams had Night and Day made an appearance in this story because it's the same author, and I was just overjoyed because Day is my favorite character this year.
Yes.
Just love him. So it's about this guy. He wants to be a rapper, and he's finally making waves and noise in the music industry. And just his journey, he falls in love, having to let go of, because he's from the hood, so having to let go of people that don't understand that you don't have to live this life anymore. There's more to life. So again, I didn't really care about the love story. They were cool, but the drama, top tier, fantastic. Next book was Jade City by Fonda Lee. This was an audio book. I don't know if I would say it was the narration, but it wasn't the narration. I really did not enjoy the book. This was my lowest rated book. This was 2.5 stars. This is a fantasy. I will say the magic system was I love their magic system. This is, it follows the Call family. Let me just look at my notes, child. It follows the Call family as they navigate trying to maintain power in the Jade War. Jade is the power that they use to do magic.
Okay. But, like your power source.
Correct.
Okay.
But only these people from like this certain island can use it. No one else in the world can use it. So now the other countries are trying to find like a what do you call it?
A workaround.
Yeah. To also be able to use Jade, but it's turning people crazy. Like once they get the power, it's like, oh my God, I gotta have more. So yeah. I wanted to love this book so bad. I really did.
Pretty cover. It has a
really pretty cover. A lot of people rave about it. I was just like, oh God, I don't care. I don't care. It was 19 hours of my life and I'm very upset. That's how I feel.
Wonderful.
Next book I read was Coming Home, also an audiobook by Kennedy Ryan. Again, Black Romance Book Festival. This was recommended to me by Elizabeth. I enjoyed this book. My note says this was a cute second chance romance set on a backdrop of a HBCU homecoming. The male main character's daughter is a homecoming queen, and he goes to make time for her, but also to try again with the one that got away, who's named Naomi Spencer. Torre's main issue, Torre is the male main character. Torre's main issue is timing, but this time around he is playing for keeps. This was super cute and a really quick read, which it was. It was only like 2 hours and 40 minutes. It was super cute. I really did enjoy it. I love that she had the HBCU backdrop of it all. It was cute. That's all I'm gonna say. And then I read Unmarried Alone by Adorable Huckley Ordaz. This was also a romance. This was recommended. I don't know what that word was. Recommended by Kalila D. She's a booktuber that I watch. She loved it. She gave it 5 stars. I give it 4. I said this is a love story between Ira, who plays for the NBA, and Merritt, who plays for the WNBA. She's awkward and has issues stemming from what life threw her way, and he loves her through it all. Beautiful story. Kind of dragged at the end. And it did, because at the end I was just like, all right, I started skimming. I was just reading. You know the girls that would be like, I don't read all the other stuff. I just read the conversation. I was that. I was just reading the conversation because I was like, all right, we don't need all of this. We got it. Yeah, and that's everything until we do our book spotlight. So Liz, what's your books?
Okay. So let's start off with my nonfiction. It is Good Morning, Good Life, 5 Simple Habits to Master in the Morning. And that was my audiobook, and it's by Amy Schmittauer Landino. Amy, I know her as Amy Landino. She's a YouTuber that I've been following for years now. Talks about like business and motivating and social media and all that. The book just goes over like 5 morning routines, 5 morning habits that help you be the most productive to help you get to the life that you want to live. For instance, like first thing she does is drink water, and she just goes over and does
Excuse me.
step. You're
I'm
excused.
dying. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Check your pulse. You good? You good?
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Thank God. Papa Dios. Okay. So, it's just like a self-help book about starting morning routines. And I read this because our beautiful Collette has motivated me into starting my morning off right. So thank you, Collette.
You're
And
welcome.
I rated it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. It was
Yeah.
short. It was to the point. I don't know, some self-help books or whatever books, whatever you want to call them,
Hmm.
go like in circles and then they get to the point if they even get to that. This one very to the point. She's
Okay.
fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. My second book is King of Ashes
Hmm.
by S.A. Cosby. This book, the one thing I can say, well, not the one thing, because there was one of the things I could say that got me mad about this book is that life happened. I know I say that a lot, but I mean it. Like, I know if I could just sit down for a whole
And
day
read
with
it.
this book, I would have finished it in a day. It
Yeah.
was that good. I rated it 4.25. And I want to say that 0.5% is because I hate Dante. Okay. And
What
the
is the
other
title?
25% is I want to read about the sister living her best life.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go super into this because we did something,
A breakdown. Yeah.
a video of this, and we'll go ahead and link it in the bottom so
Hmm.
that you guys can take a look. It's a really good book. It was my first S.A. Cosby book.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I love him. I will read other books.
Yeah, I want to work on this catalog too.
Then we have this book that Collette recommended to me, and it's Happiness in Jersey by Jacinta Howard. Actually, Collette gifted me this book, and she's been ever
I
so
did.
patiently waiting since last year.
I believe so much in it. I was like, I'll buy it for you. What's your email? I'm gonna send it to your
Yeah,
Kindle. You'll love it.
yep. So, this book follows an unhealed girl, Jersey. She had a very rough childhood. Her mom committed suicide when she was just, I think she was just like a week or a few weeks old or
Hmm.
days old. After that, her dad, he had two personalities, so she never knew which one she was going to get. He blamed Jersey for the loss of the mother.
Yeah.
So there was a very toxic relationship between her and her father. When she was younger, she became friends with a neighbor who ended up being her right hand man,
Yeah.
best friends. The way that this writer portrayed them being friends and them going through, talking through the problems that Jersey was going through, the way
Hmm.
he was a friend to her, I absolutely loved it.
Yes.
So their therapy was music, and they started a band in college. So we're fast forwarding to college.
Hmm.
College, this girl does not let anybody get close to her other than her roommate, her bandmates, and her best friend.
Hmm.
She's very promiscuous and is okay with it. She does not go back for seconds with anybody. She's very, very, very pretty. Like,
Yeah.
her style is on point, everything. She's very magnetic, but doesn't want anybody. In comes Mr. Fineness.
Zay.
So she gets a little surprised with Zay. He comes in, he rocks her world. They both learn lessons from each other.
Hmm.
The way that this author wrote, not only them falling in love, he did fall first, just so you guys know. She didn't know she was falling, but she was falling.
Yeah.
The way the author wrote this love, amazing. I absolutely loved it. And even certain scenes, very well written.
Yeah.
I She just got on my nerves. Jersey really did get me mad. But
It's like you wanted to fight her and hug her at the same time.
yes, when I would take a step back, I'm like, okay, I understand why she's being the way that she's being, but fuck, come on.
Yeah.
Like, There's
Yeah.
a scene.
Liz, it's
There's
so funny. I was telling Liz, because when I initially read the book, I was crashing out on my Bookstagram. I was in my stories like, what is she doing? Step out the book. Let me talk to you, girl.
yeah,
And so
no,
when Liz finally read it, Liz was texting me, what the F, Collette? What is this? Oh my God, she did. And I was like, yeah, girl, that
wow,
was me.
no, ridiculous. But anyways, then my last book is my spotlight book.
All right, that takes us into our dun 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 book spotlight. Brought to you by Pero Camo Podcast.
You like that jingle we did for y'all?
Let's go ahead and get into our book spotlight. Liz, if you want to go ahead and tell us about your book.
Let me tell you about this book. So let's take it back in time to May of 2024. We were at the Black Romance Book Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, oh my God, look at
girl.
the group of people blocking this door. What is going on? They were there for one author and one author.
As soon as you said, I was like, oh, I know what this book is.
This is not my highest rated book of the month, but it does get my spotlight because let me tell you how I drove speed limit. I found things to clean in my house. The laundry got washed, dried, folded, and put away all within 15 minutes of coming out of the dryer. It was folded and put away. I did not mind chopping my vegetables without my little hi-ya chopper thing, okay? I was taking my time with everything. I was the most patient I've been in my life because I wanted to finish this book. I could not stop listening. I'm talking about as soon as I started the book, within 15 minutes, I was calling Collette and I was like, listen.
She was.
I know I just started this, but girl, let me tell you. And she's like, I'm not doing this with you, Liz. I'm not going to do this with you. You're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. That's it. Those are the exact words that she used on me.
You're not going to get me.
But she listened ever so patiently and also gasped and all that with me.
And asked, and then what happened?
Yeah. But she's going to read it, hopefully one day. Anyway, I accidentally closed out of my stuff. Give me a minute, guys. Okay, here we go. This book is called What a Wicked Way to Treat the Woman You Love by Jacquel J. Did I say that correctly?
That's how I say it, Jacquel J.
Okay. When we went to Black Romance Festival, we did not understand why. Like, not that we didn't understand why. Like, we get it. She's a great writer. But we were like, holy crap. No, we found out later that she stayed longer than she was supposed to because the line was so long. I get it. I get it. I flippin' get it. Okay. There's a lot going on in this book, so I'm just gonna. There's character A from New York. She has a daughter. She's in a relationship with character B. Toxic. I think it's Tiffany. There's just a lot of names in this book. There's like 8 main characters.
Yeah.
If you guys know, my memory is not, the greatest. So, yes, Tiffany is from New York. She has a daughter. She is with Rashad. Look at me.
Look at you.
Okay. Rashad has a good woman. She cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the house, she takes care of the kid. She even puts up with him putting his hands on her and talking to her all crazy, stepping out on the relationship and having side pieces. She gets to the point, she's like, I am done. I'm leaving. He put his hands on her one more time and she's like, that's it. He leaves with his side chick that he brought over to the house. And she's like, I stacked up $400,000. I'm out with my daughter. She packs everything up. She's like, I'm going to go see my friend Tarquisha down in Miami. Goes down to Miami. When she gets there, Tarquisha's pregnant. But it's not her booze, or she doesn't know if it's her booze, or his plug or his business associate
Lord.
is Okay. But her man is not clean. He's not that clean because he has a whole side chick that has a baby and is pregnant with another one. He's a stripper. She's a stripper. I liked
Look,
it. She was funny. She was me because she was the detective of the group. You need to find something out, she will find it out. Give her 30 minutes and she will drop a pin to where you need to go find the person you're looking for.
okay.
Okay. I love drama. So everybody's trying to get over on everybody. Everybody's trying to stay safe. Then all of a sudden, what was his name? Tarquisha's man, that main man. Anyways, he it's just a lot, guys. This is my spotlight. There is betrayal, there is newfound friendship, newfound relationships, finding love after everything, getting out of the game, getting into the game, getting out of stripping, getting into stripping. Like I couldn't stop. So there are more books because there is another book after this. I don't know if there's books after that. I'm sure there is. I will be reading them. I don't know if I want to subject myself to I think it's the Delgado
Yeah,
series.
yeah.
It's with the
I
T.
don't. I refuse. I was like, nope, I'm not
Because
doing it.
the way that I was like from the
And they
beginning,
all 90% of the line wanted the Delgado series signature from her, signed by her, like
we're not exaggerating.
at all, at all.
The way that people, and I'm sorry, but I will probably be part of that swarm this year or next year when we go. Um, hooked. Hooked. Can I tell you details, complete details about the book right now? Absolutely not.
But
But
you were
I'm
feeling
telling
all the
you, I could
emotions.
not. I don't know how many times I called Collette within the first 30 minutes of me listening to this book.
Yeah,
And the narration on this, great. Great. There was multiple people narrating. I absolutely loved it. I don't know if it's still on Audible Plus. It was. I know there's some books that are coming off. I actually just got cut off in the middle of one of my books.
oh, that's
So,
trash.
but let me tell you that title one more time because it is a little bit long. What a wicked way to treat the woman you love by Jacques J. I recommend it. If you want some drama, if you want some like what she knows
That's
what
it.
she's doing. She knows what she's doing. That is my spotlight. My spotlight. I will I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to lose myself in that world and
Yeah,
ignore all of my responsibilities. That is what will happen unless I buy the audiobooks, which who got money like that right now?
right,
Not me.
right,
But when I do get the money, I'll buy them. I'll buy them.
right. So my book spotlight is Zeal by Morgan Jerkins. This is a historical fiction romance. I gave this 4.5 stars. This book was such a delight. Okay, let me read my notes. I absolutely love the beginning with the longing. They had the longing between Harrison and Tirzah. Harrison and Tirzah starts off the story. And I wish they would have had an opportunity to be together. Okay, let me just go ahead and tell you. Harrison and Tirzah. This starts during the Civil War. Harrison leaves from the plantation that he and Tirzah lives on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna join the Union to fight for our freedom. Don't leave here. I'm gonna come back and marry you once we're free." Of course, she is a slave. She doesn't have a say in whether or not she can stay. So when the war got too bad, some of the upper echelon people that had slaves, they left like those devastated areas. So they moved to Louisiana. So Tirzah's gone. He comes back from the war. He on a horse. He's like, "Look, I'm finna go get my wife. I don't care what nobody say. This it right here. Love of my life." He goes, they're gone. He is devastated. So he goes to the Freedmen Bureau to put out an ad to look for her,
Mhm.
Terza. When he goes there, a woman, I can't even remember her name right now, so let's just call her Poppy. She's like, damn, he fine. I like him. She doesn't put the ad in the paper because she wants him.
Mm.
Your job is to help these black people that are now free reunite with their family members, and you literally stopped it because you were like, oh my god, he was in the union, he was real handy with his hands, so he was a handyman, he knew how to build things. She was like, I want him. So he went, he put in the ad. He never went back and searched because he was just like, he was like, I know I lost her. But he started smashing everybody in town. Everybody knew he was a good lay too. He knew how to put in work. Everybody used to gossip about it. So finally she goes and she was like, I finally put in the ad and you never came back. Why didn't you come back and talk to me? And he was like, I would never come back to talk to you. I wanted to know about her, but I already knew I wasn't going to find her. Like he had given up. He was just like, damn, she gone.
Aw.
Yeah. And she was like, well, I put in the ad and she responded. So here's a letter. He cannot read. The only letter he knows is the letter T because that's the letter that starts her name, Terza. I know. So he had the letter. He was never ever able to read the letter. So he just put it away in a drawer. We go to Terza. Terza is in Louisiana. She's free now. She goes, she starts teaching at a school. She gets with a pastor. She was like, look, I have emotions. I'm kind of horny. The pastor's horny. You a pastor. You a man of God, you little heathen. Just saying. And one day she's working with the schools or whatever. She sees the ad. She writes the letter like, hey, I got your letter. I'm on my way. I'm coming. She tries to escape. But the owner of the plantation, the white guy, he always wanted her. He would take her and, do his thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so she tries to escape. He finds her, kills the white guy that tried to help her escape. They kill him, and she goes back to the pastor and she lets him know, hey, I'm 3 months pregnant. So the reason she was trying to run is because she already knew if she was too far gone, too far pregnant, she couldn't go anywhere. But she wanted to be with Harrison. So she couldn't go anywhere. She has to stay where she is. She ends up marrying the pastor. They have their child. They name him Free. And
Aw.
then Harrison, I know Harrison is back in Mississippi. Yeah, something child. Anyway, he's over there with the girl from the bureau. They finally have sex or whatever, and she gets pregnant. And he was like, "All right, I'll marry you." But it's so funny. Somebody read the letter to him and was like, yo, she says she's in Louisiana. Come get her. So he was like, oh, I'm going to buy a ticket and go to Louisiana. But even after, and this is what a lot of people fail to realize, once Civil War happened, it's not like, oh, you're free. I'm going to treat you like a person. They're like, no, you still a nigga. You will not get on this boat. I don't care what your money says. You have to stay. So he's just looking like, how am I going to get to her? So he eventually settles for this woman, Poppy. They have a child together. Terza settles for her husband. They have their child together. And then it follows their both families through the times. So eventually it comes to 2019. And this couple is engaged. They're at their engagement party. And the guy is reading the letter. He was like, yeah, this is from my great 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 grandmother. And she was like, the letter says something to the effect of, hey, I love you. It was like the first letter she wrote back. She was like, hey, I love you. I'm here. I'm waiting for you. And we'll be together. And if not in this time, then in the next lifetime. And then she was like, well, did they ever find a lover? The fiance. She was like, did they ever find one another? And he was like, how do you think I got here? But he thought they found each other. They never did. He is from the descendant of Terza. And the girl, the fiance, is actually a descendant of Harrison. So they found each other, and she's like, I know. And you
Collette.
just, it was so beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I raved about this book. I tell everybody to read it. You have moments, of course, because you're basically working from Civil War up into. So you're seeing what the life was like after they try to set themselves up as free people, being attacked because how dare you think you're better than what you are.
Yeah.
you know. And then those families and how they move forward. Honestly, the reason it was 4.5 stars is because I didn't care about the people in 2019. Everybody else's story, though, I loved. Harrison and Teresa. And then it's so funny because um, Harrison and the girl Poppy had their daughter, and then there was a hurricane that came. They ended up dying in a hurricane, so the daughter left and moved to like Oklahoma or something. And
Okay.
Teresa and her family ended up moving to Oklahoma. So Teresa's son Free and Harrison's daughter have a thing.
Okay.
They link up, but it's just never good. They weren't good together. It was more carnal. It was just it had a sexual attraction, but they could never be together. And
Mm,
then they have their own kids and so on and so forth. And their families throughout time would always link up, but it was like never the right time until the final people that met up in 2019. It was like they finally got to be together.
okay.
I loved it. Loved it.
It sounds amazing.
It was so good.
It
It
sounds
was so
amazing.
good.
I'm adding that to my TBR.
I highly recommend it. So those are our books, you guys. Let us know if you've read any of them or if you plan to read any of them. As always, thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And we will see you in our next video. Bye.